The Leo and Danny Show.
Well, it's to
Go
use,
My Chemical Romance.
It's to use the breakup. Man.
There you are.
And Danny did, and women. I think women have affected the way that Danny has gone about his life in many ways. I know that he wanted to be a guy that had a good his choice of women. I knew that he believed he could get there, and I fucking saw it happen so much faster than you can fucking imagine. It's unbelievable what happens.
You didn't see, to be fair, did not give the kids a false idea of how you're going to get success. I put in 6 or 7 years before I met you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a slow progression, and anybody thinks it's like he was an overnight success is out of their mind. But I did see the tail end of it, and it was absolutely amazing how fast he went from getting attention from girls that were only overweight, going for girls that were just easy to get.
Well, they can't run away. It's the best.
They can't run away. To being offered a double blowjob by two 19-year-olds at a comedy show. All right? It was less than a year, guys. And it's unbelievable.
Thank you, Leo. Yeah. I appreciate that. Happy to be here with you, brother.
Absolutely.
And the interesting is, though, now that I don't know, being successful is super different than you would imagine it when you're looking up, when you're dumped by your girlfriend and you're at UCLA and you're listening to Famous Last Words by My Chemical Romance.
Oh, yeah.
I would have thought that where I am right now was the ultimate fucking success. Mm-hmm. I would have been like, oh, dude, at that point, you're making how much? How many girls want to... Dude, I would be in a fucking limousine every night drinking champagne. But now that you get to this modest level of success, and you don't realize it's modest until you compare yourself with Justin Bieber or with fucking Anthony Jeselnik or Chris D'Elia. But once you get here, it's funny, like all the fantasies you have about getting revenge on your girlfriends and just like making your ex-girlfriend suck your asshole, then kicking her out of the hotel room, or like the fantasy of like having these orgies, that gives way into reality, which is, oh, this is my job. I have to show up for my job like a plumber or a CPA does. I got into this job because I like it and I want to get better at it. So I'm just going to settle down with one girl, cut back on my drinking enormously, and just keep getting better at my job.
There we go.
I haven't indulged in any of the things I a little bit at the beginning, but mostly I haven't indulged in any of the fantasies I had at the beginning.
All right. It is amazing how your body acclimates to success. Like, I got a level of fame that was pretty crazy, right? Like overnight with The Batch, and I was surprised how little it affected my day, or that I liked it. You were surprised how little you did like it? Did little I really cared for it. Like, I always thought, like, oh yeah, being fucking, kind of famous, that must be so cool. And then, you meet all these people who clearly, they don't even look at you like a person. They just like, especially now, they just kind of just want to take a picture with you and then get out of there, and mostly to show their friends. And it's really like an impersonal thing. It doesn't make you feel good at all. Yeah, every now and then you get like if you're meeting with a new chick and somebody comes over and asks for like a picture, that's cool. You feel fucking cool. And I guess she probably thinks you're the, like, I guess she might look at it like, oh, that's cool. But really, your body, you're really the same person always. No matter where you are in life now, you're always going to kind of feel like that. And even if you reach a level of fame or success that you thought would change your outlook, you can have the same outlook. You acclimate. It's a little bit, it's different for a while, and then you acclimate and you're the same person again. So the fact that Danny likes the process is why he continues to make I think his content keeps getting better and better, because you're not satisfied at all.
And also, there isn't this crazy fucking ego thing. I don't know how it was for you with The Bachelor, because that is by definition like overnight-ish success.
It's overnight-ish, yeah.
And I guess you being in good shape and being a handsome guy was an overnight success in the terms that you're like, your mom fucked your dad, and then so overnight they produced a good-looking child. Sure. But then 33 years later, you were on the TV show, and you had another overnight success. But for me, there's no like, oh, I'm the fucking shit. I'm a guy that people like to watch for comedy, and I make a good living off of it, because I saw all the work, all those years in the restaurants, writing comedy, studying comedy, getting better at comedy. I can see the progression from work that really stunk, and I can see the jokes I make today in videos that really stink and get edited out that nobody else sees. So I don't feel like this god, this messiah of YouTube comedy that some people might think I am, because I just see everything that's wrong with the videos, and I see the almost decade of hard work stretching back to my college graduation, and it's like, oh yeah, I understand why I'm here. I worked hard, and I still fuck up every day, and I still have things I need to correct all the time in all aspects of my life. So like, no, I'm just doing a job.
Yeah.
A doctor has to put in X amount of years to get into medical school and graduate and become a doctor after being a resident. I had to put in X amount of years to be a comedian. Or John Frusciante had to put in X amount of years to become the guitarist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He practiced guitar for 16 hours a day from age 5 on. And now he just rejoined the Chili Peppers. He's worth $25 million. He's a huge rock star. But that dude did nothing, had no life except for play guitar for the first 20 years of his life, or the first 15 years of his life.
Right. Everybody, that's a big misnomer that you kind of feel is a truth when you're younger, is that people make it overnight. It's rarely the case. People are usually work their entire lives. They pick something they really like and work and chip away and chip away and chip away. And then they have a little bit of luck too sometimes, or, you know, I mean, you can say that they were ready for, you know, whatever was going to come into their lives, but a little luck helps. And
also, you said it's rare that there's an overnight success. There's never an overnight.
There's never an overnight
maybe
success.
I heard Channing Tatum got plucked off the street and put in films.
Yeah.
Without any formal acting training.
Right.
That's
pretty gnarly.
That's pretty overnight.
Johnny Depp was a little overnight. He had his band, and his buddy, he was friends with Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage's one of his family members was producing Nightmare on Elm Street, and straight up was like, "Hey, does your boy Johnny want to be in this?" And Johnny was kind of like turned it down, and he was like, "It's like this indie little film. It's his first film." Never had acting training, and he was like, fine. He had a little band that he was like, they sucked, and he said, yeah, I'm gonna go do this movie this summer, guys. I'll be back after. We'll work on the band after that. And then it was fucking Nightmare on Elm Street. Made like $100 million and
made him a star.
Yeah, he kind of did a good job in a really gruesome death. It was very memorable in that movie.
He's technically considered a great actor, though. When did he get good at acting?
I do the reps, man. He was something you could say. You could say he was a natural. Like, look, does he have a crazy amount of range? No, he's gotten even better as he got older.
Austin, you're going to be
He's gotten better as he got older.
I just heard a computer noise in my headphones. Somebody's going to be drinking Trulies and wearing drunk goggles again.
What he does is he's good with his fucking, like, being himself on screen, and that's, like, a talent in itself. But yeah, he doesn't have like the classic training. He probably, he could do a few accents, but he's not, by any means necessarily he doesn't have a wide range of characters he can play like others.
For me, Johnny Depp's masterwork was just Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, because it's my favorite book. He is incredible. But what you said about him basically playing himself, he was best friends with Hunter S. Thompson.
Right, so.
They hung around drinking and smoking and doing drugs and bullshitting to the wee hours of the night.
That's a very good role for him. Absolutely. To take it, yeah. In most movies that I've seen Johnny Depp in, he seems to be playing a version of himself. But yeah, in Fear and Loathing, that was he was not playing him. But yeah, he was playing
a friend of his who had a lot of the same habits,
right.
And he was observing a guy that was a lot like him every day, and he just cranked it up to a 12 as far as the antics and the waving the fingers and the movements of Hunter S. But another example is Captain Jack Sparrow. He based that off Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards is a complete eccentric personality. You listen to that guy in interviews, you watch him move. He's unlike anything else on the planet. Yeah. He is a character. Yeah. And so Johnny Depp, he probably hung out with Keith Richards too. He's got that sort of access.
Robin Williams said that Keith Richards would be one of the, if there was an apocalypse, he'd be one of the last people left still surviving and living.
Yeah, I read his book. It's fantastic, by the way, his book. And he tells stories of he was just nodding out on heroin. His car was going off the freeway, crashing into trees. They pull him out. He's totally fine. He's flying internationally in the 70s when laws were a lot different than they were now. He's with his saxophone player from Texas. I forget his name right now. They're checking out the saxophone in custom. 2 heroin needles fall out the bell of the sax and stick out of the fucking floor in airports customs. The night before, Keith Richards they were going to Hawaii. Keith Richards fucked the daughter of a rich pineapple plantation worker. The pineapple plantation worker sticks up for Keith Richards. He's like, oh, he's one of my daughter's friends. Oh, he's not going to prison. Springs him out of that shit.
Oh, my God.
The guy is unreal. I was just watching one of his a documentary about them playing South America, the Rolling Stones, with my girlfriend this weekend. He's a fucking character. He laughs hysterically at everything he says. He's like, hey, we're finally back on the road again. But that's who Keith Richards, that's who Johnny Depp was modeling in Captain Jack Sparrow, which is pretty much just him too. Because Johnny Depp plays in a band, he drinks $1 million worth of wine every year. I'm sure Keith Richards does as well. It's basically just an extension of him.
Yeah.
Like for me too, characters and accents are not my specialty, and if they're degenerate scumbags, I have a huge leg up. If you gave me a serious drama role, I could probably do better than the average person, obviously, but it wouldn't be my strength.
You do have a knack for acting, and I would love to see you in an acting class because I think you would really enjoy it. Imagine doing like a scene. You're good. You're probably good at memorizing. And then you get to really play with it and really get to a point where it feels so natural that you kind of forget it's acting for a second, and then when you get to that point, you're like, damn, that's what like Meryl Streep and those people get to very easily. And on set with all the cameras and the light guy fucking with the thing, Austin false starting you like a dick, and then you can still hit
like that. That's the level of focus is cool.
Yeah, it's not acting if Austin's false starting us. That's reality. Is reality gets you. False started us today too.
No, I didn't.
You said play ball when I was in the middle of a sentence. So here's what the audience would have heard. And because that's why John Lennon's a great Beatle.
blowjobs.
Play ball.
No,
that's how we started off this podcast. What are we talking about, Leo?
No, I don't know. Keith, it
acting?
Was Johnny Depp, yeah, acting, yeah. Because you are doing more of it in your videos. Do you have any? I mean, do you enjoy it? Because do you love seeing like what you write, then the way you acted, and then what it looks like on film?
Love it.
It's fun, huh?
I love challenging myself. For me, just doing the same shit over and over again. And you see the old style of Danny Mullen video is less and less common of getting drunk in the streets, trying to make out with chicks. Yeah. That basically doesn't exist on the channel anymore.
It's a day off now.
That's a day off video. It's the easiest thing to shoot.
Or just your day off. That's what you do, right? Get hammered, go talk.
Absolutely. And make out with grannies.
All right.
I like trying to incorporate characters or taking some sort of conceptual framework based on a piece of art or telling some story amongst the crew. I love those challenges.